just for you.
His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
Before we could become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on a coercion or sanitary condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working a profession, you got to step down and protect your country so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened on yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong. And no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because the Asa is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up. To be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law, because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much important.
I see in the next few months a nicer country, a very noisy country, rowdy country, a heavily divided country, a very tough economy, a sense of elitism by those who are coming at the hem of authority. The coming in of the Unity Party is going to multiply the economic woes, the economic conundrum, the economic quagmire, the suffering of the Liberian people is going to multiply. We are not prophets of doom, but the reality will come.
Mr. President, recently we witnessed the demolition of the CDC headquarters in Comot Town, which was carried out through a court order. How does your administration ensure that such enforcement action are done fairly and without political interference?
The law is the law. It's not the government. It's the government implementation of the law. The police were ordered to do it, and they did it. If that demolition is removal of the people from premises that don't belong to them according to the law.
Why will George Weah, who is tempted by Joseph Boakai, who was drowning in his Egypt land, who was dead, very red up, dirty, stink, you could find him passing around, practically dead and useless. Why will such a man conduct make you wear vex that you will struck the work and then lose God's own mission to take you to the promised land? That was the test of time today for George Weah. If George Weah had reacted, you are falling in the place of Moses.
The Liberian National Police commends the Congress for Democratic Change for the discipline, calm, and statesmanship demonstrated during the recent eviction process. Your respect for the rule of law, despite the deep sentimental value and history attached to the property, reflects a maturity that strengthens Liberia's democracy. This movement is not only a testament to CDC's leadership, but also a reminder to all political institutions and citizens that our democracy grows stronger when lawful decisions are honored peacefully.
Today, you have a rebel police director who thinks that he has arrived. And the worst thing about all these people, they all benefited from the magnanimity of George Weah. Ranging from people on the bench of the Supreme Court, they got letters from George Weah. If some of them choose to pay him back with evil, it's up to them. The very Gregory Coma today, he worked in the previous administration when Weah came. He also got another letter again. If he chooses to do what he's doing, it's up to him. But one thing I can tell you for sure is this is how we had always been molded. That's how God has already molded Weah and catapult him into success. He will suffer rejection, denigration, humiliation. That has been his life. How can you make somebody who has been down the line their shame? The person has gone through shame. They have gone through disgrace. They have done everything they cared. Whatever people thought and were laughing at them, they surmount everything and catapult themselves into becoming someone who is towering that the whole world can look at today. What more can you do? You think you're bringing that person down? You're just hurting yourself. In fact, what you are doing, you are destroying yourself. You know what it takes for you to proud in yourself of being bad? When people are looking for good image, you are happy in becoming a bad person. George Weah would never, ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never, ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never, ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never, ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never, ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never, ever buy in to your tricks. He would never, ever.
This government assigned security to the former president's house. This government is capable of bribing any of its security to plan any evil in the former president's house. This government has done so many things that have questioned the credibility of the president. They have manipulated the law. They have manipulated security. The president has interfered with investigations of other issues that we know of. There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so he can, the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. With investigations of other issues that we know of, there's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so he can, the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. In terms of other issues that we know of, nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so he can, the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. Nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so he can, the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. Nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so he can, the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. Nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so he can, the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. Nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so he can, the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. Nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so he can, the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. Nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so he can, the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. But I can tell you, this is a bad example.
CDC, get ready for George Weah to come back. But for you to be ready, if you want George Weah to come back, you want George Weah to come back? Yeah. Each and every one of you got to go out in the street and start recruiting. You go in the community where you live and start recruiting. 2029 will be at the polling station. Any attempt to cheat, any attempt to wreck the election, the consequences will be so severe that even those who in power will not be understanding. Any attempt to cheat in 2029, some of our friends who want to cheat in 2029, the consequences will be severe, will not be understanding. This country is a democracy, and the result must be upheld. The person who will win the election will be the person who will take power. Nobody will say you will remain in power. And I believe that the president, who is my uncle, I know he's a genuine man. I know when he lost the election, he will accept the result. But there are some elements in United Party who believe that power belongs to them, and they will never want to surrender power, because 2029 result will be clear. It will be overwhelming. It will be first round. We are not going to sleep. We are going to go in all the trenches. Beginning January 1, CDC will be in all the trenches. We are asking you citizens, every day go in your community and recruit one person. Go and be leaders and ambassadors in your community. This election is not about George Weah. It is about us. George Weah can decide he don't want to be president, but he must be president.
Anybody break election will run and the will come from the bush, will come from the bush. So anybody got intention of breaking election, you must stop it. We will take it from you by force. You will have no regret to do it. And I got no regret for what I'm saying. Anybody break election, you have the intention to break it, you must stop it. Anybody break election will run and the will come from the bush, will come from the bush. So anybody got intention of breaking election, you must stop it. We will take it from you by force. You will have no regret to do it. And I got no regret for what I'm saying. Anybody break election, you have the intention to break it, you must stop it. Anybody break election will run and the will come from the bush, will come from the bush. So anybody got intention of breaking election, you must stop it. We will take it from you by force. You will have no regret to do it. And I got no regret for what I'm saying. Anybody break election, you have the intention to break it, you must stop it. Anybody break election will run and the will come from the bush, will come from the bush. So anybody got intention of breaking election, you must stop it. We will take it from you by force. You will have no regret to do it. And I got no regret for what I'm saying. Anybody break election, you have the intention to break it, you must stop it. Anybody break election will run and the will come from the bush, will come from the bush. So anybody got intention of breaking election, you must stop it. We will take it from you by force. You will have no regret to do it. And I got no regret for what I'm saying. Anybody break election, you have the intention to break it, you must stop it. Anybody break election will run and the will come from the bush, will come from the bush. So anybody got intention of breaking election, you must stop it. We will take it from you by force. You will have no regret to do it. And I got no regret for what I'm saying. Anybody break election, you have the intention to break it, you must stop it. Anybody break election will run and the will come from the bush, will come from the bush. So anybody got intention of breaking election, you must stop it. We will take it from you by force. You will have no regret to do it. And I got no regret for what I'm saying. Anybody break election, you have the intention to break it, you must stop it.
Before we could become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on a coercion or sanitary condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working a profession, you got to step down and protect your country so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened on yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong. And no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country and people are now seeing it as being right because their side is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up. To be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much
important. His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
The creator and sustainer of the universe, the God who keeps watch over us. We are grateful that he kept watch over us throughout the night and has set us into this day. We are grateful. And thank you too for coming on. We appreciate all of you people. Thank you for the inspiration, the moral support, and everything We are very grateful. God keeps watch over us all, and He is still and will continue to keep watch over us. We can get started without giving Him all praises and honor due Him. Grace keeps chasing me. His grace keeps hovering us at Kings 88.5. His grace keeps hovering individually and institutionally. His grace and providential care will always keep hovering. His grace keeps chasing me. We get started this way.
I've been running from the light, but grace keeps chasing me through the night. Yes, Lord. I fell again, thought it was done. Another battle I hadn't won. But in my shame, I heard you call. Your mercy didn't let me fall. Your mercy didn't let me fall. You lift me up from where I've been and whisper, son, begin again. Son, begin again. Even when I hide my face, you never walk away. Your love remains. Oh, grace still finds me when I'm lost and on my knees. When I'm lost and on my knees. Even when I turn away, your grace still finds a way. Oh, grace still finds me. Grace still finds me. You're so good. Grace still finds me. I thought my story had to end, but you called me child again. You saw the dirt, but not the stain. You washed me clean in holy rain. Thank you, Jesus. No mountain high, no ocean wide, can't stop your love, from reaching my side, through every failure, every scar, your grace still finds my heart. Grace still finds me. In the darkness you still see. In the darkness you still see. Even when I'm far away, Jesus' grace still finds me. Oh, grace still finds me. Oh, and I'm never too far for grace to find me.
Truly, never too far for grace to find me. Grace hovers each and every one. Grace, mercy, and His providential care. John Tawali, Fonanti Kola, Elizabeth Tojela, Eugene Jobo, Ben McCarthy, ELWA, Rehab, Titus. The song is called Grace Chasing Men, Titus. Thank you for being inspired by it. Inov Corbia, Vinicius Bar, Bohoma Lehman, D15, Emmanuel Bro, USA, Saturday, Wuduwe, Nathan Blaine, Spain, Barcelona, William K. Sumawolo, New York, Staten Island, Philip Inangbe, Dito Mompei, Broville, G4 Community, Parker, Corner, Philip Kura, U.S. Dubai, Musa Sharif, Congo Town, William Bajibo, Iowa, USA, Abraham Bill Twain, ELWA, Ambassador Blamo, Andrew Gwen, Eugene, Bwakat Zodua, Ali Baba Yoko, Papi Keita, Dupont Road, Comfort Cooper, Stanton Island, New York, Moses Sua, Red Light, Abraham Addison, Morovia, Jeremiah Lablav, FDA Community, Fatu Sharif, Kakata, Magibi County, Royal Always, Va D13, Morning Bar, Jogbo, Stephen Yakari, Jackson C. Poning, Iron Factory, Block 13, Emmanuel Koya, Usman Saw, Gale Street, Business Center, Joan Mamalu, Gale Street, The Same Place, Patience Wisner, Patricia Zia, Office, Gabriel Lawson, Iron Factory, Business Center, Orita Jikla, Ibrahim Kamarans, FCB, Duke Positive, my dear sister Orita Sunday Choir, you are on good. Hope that you are faring well. Amara Kamara, Brussels, and the chairman himself, Roma Rico or Kenneball or Latupan Foreshot, Chairman Block 13 Intellectual Center, is on. The chairman for life, everlasting chairman. Thank you all for coming on. Hope that you had a wonderful week with God hovering each and every person, though wasn't wonderful for everybody, but everybody got life. That's the most important thing. So thank you all again. Let's get into what we've got for today. There are reports that young African men, no, they should be, let's take this, let's have this first. Given the proximity, Nigeria exported 2.57 billion worth of crude oil to the United States between January and August 2025, making it America's largest African supplier by far. The new United States Census Bureau data shows Nigeria provided 55% of all African crude imported by the U.S. in that period, 33.23 million barrels out of a total of 60.75 million barrels. No other African country came close, with Nigeria's shipments far ahead of Angola, Libya, Ghana, and others. In effect, more than 1 in every 2 barrels of African crude reaching United States ports come from Nigeria. South Africa declared gender-based violence a national disaster in the run-up to this year's worldwide 16 days of activism against gender-based violence. The president made the announcement as women around the country staged a shutdown to demand a solution. Former Nigerian President Goodluck Jonathan says what happened in Guinea-Bissau was not a real coup, but a ceremonial coup. Jonathan, who led an election observation mission, said it was strange that President Umaru Sissoco Embalo announced the coup himself and continued speaking freely to the media, claiming he had been arrested. He said the election was peaceful and results were already before the disruption, urging ECOWAS and the African Union to release the official results. His comments suggest Mbalo may have lost and used the military to block the announcement. Meanwhile, Sierra Leone's President Julius Maada Bio announced on X that the military has released Mbalo and that he has taken refuge in Senegal. There are reports that young African men have been tricked into Russia with the promise of getting good job with lucrative salary. But they are forced to join the Russian army and sent to the front line to fight against Ukraine. The country's foreign minister told the BBC more than 1,400 men from several African countries are said to be fighting alongside Russian forces in Ukraine. Kenya said about 200 of its nationals are amongst them. One of the Kenyan recruits, David Kolaba, who was promised a lucrative security job but was conscripted into the Russian army, is reported dead. His mother, Susan, later got a text message that he was killed. BBC Kenyan correspondent Ann Soy engaged his mother's reaction upon receiving the death news of her son. Because she doesn't speak English well, her words were voiced over.
As of how David left, honestly, I don't know. I can't lie to you. So I asked him again, which country are you going to, David? He showed me his phone and said, look, it's Russia. Eh? Russia? No. Don't you see the kinds of things they show on TV about Russia? They're never good. But he insisted, Mom, I have to go. The pay is very good. We've been told that when we arrive, we'll be paid over $7,000. We argued and argued. I didn't even know when he left. He sent me a photo. It's here. I was shocked. He was dressed in a combat uniform. I asked him, are you sure this is the job you went to do? He told me, Mom, what could I have done? The job we were told we came to do has been changed. After a few days, he told me they had been ambushed. I told him, David, please leave that place. Leave that country. It is not good. He said, Mom, how can I leave? I signed a contract. Give me at least 1 year. October 4th, 2025 is a day I will never forget. He said, Mom, I want to tell you something. But before I do, let me send you some documents. The documents were in Russian. Shortly afterwards, he sent a voice note.
Those documents I've sent you, it's because tomorrow I'm going on a mission. And in case anything happens, they will call you and tell you whether I'm dead or alive. If I'm gone, take those documents to the immigration or to the embassy. If you take them to the embassy, you will claim compensation. Tell them I am your child. Give them everything, including the pictures. I wrote your name as my next of kin. I love you so much. Stay well.
And from there, what have you been following up?
I asked his friend, how do you know he's dead? How have you confirmed it? He said, let me give you the number of the agent who received us in Russia. I texted him, hello? He replied in Russian. I said, this is David Kuloba's mom. I want to know how he is. That's when he said, I'm sorry to tell you this about your son. I don't even want to read these messages.
So you send him a message asking about him. Did you know your son was going to Russia? Then you said yes. Unfortunately, I can't tell you what happened as I wasn't there when it occurred. Have you contacted the Russian embassy? Then you said not yet. And this is on October 18th. How do we start because we don't know anything? And then he asks, was he married? And you said no. And then so you said, okay, can you send me the picture? Can you send me a picture of his body? And he said, no, I don't have his picture. Excuse me, I'm very far away. And you ask, is he in the morgue? And he says, maybe. I don't know. Then keep scrolling. Okay, thank you for the information. You'll go to the embassy on Tuesday. Did you go?
Yeah.
What did you find?
Okay,
I can see it here. 21st October, you said, hello, I went to the Russian embassy and they told me they don't associate with the army.
Yeah.
So now what should I do? And he says, hello, do you have the opportunity to come to Russia? And you say, no, I'm just a stay-at-home mom. I can't get that much money. And unfortunately, he says, we won't be able to do anything remotely. And you express that you feel so heartbroken because you are depending on David since he's your firstborn child. And he says he's really sorry. He says, I understand your emotional state and will do everything possible. Do you have a foreign passport? And you said no. And he said, please do it. You're entitled to payment and compensation for the death of your child. I can't say for sure, but it's around $100,000.
When I read these messages, my heart breaks so much. I don't know if he is okay.
BBC Ken correspondent Ann Saw engaging the reaction of David Koloba's mother after she received a text message that her son was killed, having been tricked into getting lucrative security job with high pay in Russia. Liberians, take you. Some of you, if not very many, love to have good life out of Liberia. We have the experience of several women that were trafficked. They were told of living a better life, having will receive good money, and then they fall prey to those tricks, and then they were trafficked. Some of them had a very terrible, some died, some the government, the former government, George Weah government managed to release some just didn't make it. They were ill-treated, humiliated, dehumanized, they died. Some the government managed to get back home. So take you, the world is seductive, the world is evil. You just want to be satisfied with your condition. It doesn't say that you're not going to move from one level to another, but it only saves you from a bigger letdown. When you are satisfied within yourself, God makes way. When you want to run ahead of life, you think that you should be on that plane of the other people or successful people, or that society will credit you as being looking good or good, then the outcome is always a regrettable one. Let's get to some of the developments unfolding here in Liberia. The focus is on, first, the gutability of Liberia's culture, defection for survival. Defection, or leaving one political party to another, is the norm in Liberia, though it should not be, but it is the normal. It should not be for any viable political culture, but it has become the normal. But struggling for survival drives people trading their integrity for keeping their lives so that they will get their family because they have to sustain their family. And so they will trade their integrity on grounds that this person wasn't good, this person has the vision, this person is the devil, and this other person is the Messiah. And no reason why we are told by the foreign politicians that Liberia is not really a viable political culture. It's a culture of vulnerability, a culture where the politicians seem to be politicians just by rhetoric, but not by standard and integrity. No better place they will trade or that they will run to but government. Not a surprise, because we saw it before George Weah came to power. We see it after George Weah is out of the presidency. The choir sings praises unto JNB every day, week in, week out, month in, month out. It's going to be this way for the next 6 years. JNB is off the presidency. People are going to turn their backs on him and they're going to say all manner of things against him. It has become the culture. Why am I saying this? Because if you look at our culture, you tend not to believe or trust anybody because there isn't any role model in the political space. People use the culture to build on. They see people as reference point. They see politicians as reference point or role model. So they look after them. They try to pattern their lifestyle after a given politician, how he does what and how and all those things. They look. You think nobody is observing you in society until you can hear people talk about you, and they say it in a manner that I have been saying this person and I wanted to be like this person, but given what I've seen of this politician, I don't think he is a good character to model. Inconsistency is bad. Our culture now is who has the money, there where we go. And people call themselves politicians. In every facet of our society is bad up. So nobody trusts anybody. Everybody knows that everybody just hustling somewhere, somehow. No praise is convincing to the person who is receiving the praise. The person who is receiving the praise from the praisers know that the praisers are only singing because they want something. Because they weren't singing praise unto me yesterday when I didn't have it. They're singing praises unto me today because I have it. So those people, they know. Take for instance, do you think that Joseph Boakai don't know that most of these people who are singing praises unto him didn't see him in the past as anything? Some of them saw him as a dead person walking. Some of them say all manner of things against him. But because he is the president now, he sits over the coffers. He can direct. He can give instruction, give this person 10,000, release 25,000 onto this person. So everybody turns to him as the Messiah provider. Fast forward, let's take it this way. Joseph Boakai is off the presidency. The next person comes in. Almost all these people that are praising Joseph Boakai today as the best president, is doing well, they will turn their back on him and start praising the next president. People who condemn Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, prior to coming to the presidency, they praise her. They saw her as the Messiah because they wanted to come in, so they sing praise her. When Ellen left, they said all manner of things. When they saw George Weah coming in, oh, they had the best of all praises for George Weah. They defended everything about Weah. Today, they are saying that George Weah, the bad man, and Boakai now is the good man. So it's not a surprise, but our culture, we can be like this all of the time. Even our international friends, the international community, wouldn't take us serious. The politicians. In life, you have to be consistent. One of the things that people respect you for is your consistency. Not trading your character for anything that you know you have no interest in, but because you want survivor, so you go on pretending, praise, singing, and you know that it is not from the recesses of your heart. Some of the people who praise Boakai today, they go in the corner and say some things about him, but he doesn't hear it because it's within themselves. But that is the pretense of human being. I am told this example is what I'm saying is exemplified. We have an event before us. This group called centrism. Who can take this group serious? This group called centrism. Here is the leader who ran from one political party to another with praises, from one leader to another with praises. He comes praising the late Charles Bronski, giving him all the accolades of words that a person can ever bestow on such icon. Charles Bronski took on to him. Yombli Kanga, the rest of the people, they took on to him. What happened? What didn't happen? He left Liberty Party, Kanyo Gbagbala. He left Liberty Party. He went praise singing George Weah and CDC. They incorporated him. George Weah off the presidency. And let me inject this. I say it is the normal. Whenever a party leaves, people start finding their way to the new party. When Ellen left, we said that people will leave. They will say all manner of things against Ellen because Ellen off. They will be using that to come to George Weah. When George Weah announced by conceding, we said it that you will see people saying all manner of things against George Weah. They will start to praise Joseph Yuma Boakai because that is the gullible culture. That is the untrustable culture we have. That is the vulnerable, gullible culture. And then you start to see this man now, he leaves George Weah. He said, George Weah is this, George Weah didn't do that, George Weah should have done this, all manner of things. And before I go further, there's this call by Avin Wisa to expel Kanyo Gbagbala from the party. In my opinion, it doesn't make sense. CDC has to stop expulsion. Leave people, leave them with the conscience, they will walk out of the party. It doesn't make sense when somebody has done something or they have defected or they have not shown any sign of defection, but they are on the fence, they are hustling here and there. Why it is true that you don't want to keep hypocrite within your system because they become a spy, you can't trust them any longer, but you want to leave them with their conscience so that they will put themselves out gradually. gradually. When you do that every now and then, expel, not only does it place a dent on the institution, but it leaves or it puts fear in the other people that if we just disagree with our party, the next thing that they will come up with is expulsion. It's not a good thing. Sometimes, I'm not saying that the party can take a decision. I'm just sharing my opinion. Sometimes you just leave people with their conscience. In this case, if I were a member of CDC, we wouldn't be calling for annual expulsion. Leave him, let him do what he wants to do. It's already clear that he's out. You don't need a rocket scientist to come and tell you that he's out. So don't call for expulsion. Leave the man, let him go, let the public see, let the public be the judge because he's in the public. So he comes up with the establishment of this group called centrism. The centrism, I consider it one-sidism. One-sidism. He said that he is principally concerned about the development of the country because Bouaka doing X, Y, Z, and he's not against any political party. He stays with his party, CDC. When the government does right, he says it. If the opposition does right, he comes up with a recognition of that. Interestingly, since centrism came to being, it has always been praises unto Joseph Iman Bouaka, praises unto Joseph Iman Bouaka. Fast forward, the president, his people around him, reduce him again to another low key. How can a movement go to endorse a president? No. If the president is doing well, you can say. Centrism goes to endorse President Bouaka. They gave President Bouaka a t-shirt. President Bouaka is honorary member of centrism. And at the close of the day, here is it. There is the reciprocity. Nothing on earth is for free. Nothing. Everything about life is give and take. It's either financial or moral. Everything. There isn't anything since God created the world is ever free. Everything the earth, there is absolutely nothing free on the earth. There is the reciprocity all over the earth from the very first day God created the world. God himself is the God of reciprocity. God holds that doctrine key, the doctrine of reciprocity. When God gave you, he expects you to give in return. When you give God in return, you expect God in return. God is the God of reciprocity. Everything on the earth is or got that reciprocity aspect. Centrism goes to honor Joseph Bouaka. I consider that as honor, or let's say they say acknowledging his goodwill, what he's doing. But at the close of the day, Bouaka would not just say, hello, thank you. We receive your I'm excited by your words, your acknowledgement of the work that we do, and go. No. The government will not hand or may not hand ballots to Kanyo Bagbala, but the government will create opportunity. He becomes a part of the government now because he's praising the government. He's singing praising the government. Bouaka is excited with him. So do you think that Bouaka would sit and do nothing? No. Bouaka may not hand them the 5,000, the 10,000, but Bouaka will do other things as required of his government so that they will continue to sing praise. What is there is the reciprocity. Then what happens? You aren't Luntra any longer. You have taken side. And so I consider it centricidism. Now, here's the other part of it. It leaves people with distrust. It leaves people with distrust because you, the head, your deputy, And the other nuclear members are the ones who will get the recognition, and they are the ones who, if any money drops, they're going to. So the rest of the guys would see themselves as people who are being used as surrogates. That is evidently true. What happened today? We have before us a defection. One of the members or the chairman of centrism movement has told Kanio Gbagbala, no, that's not what we came for. That's not what we established this organization for. It's not what you told us. You told us centrism going to be that melting pot, cuts across all political parties, since it is primarily concerned about the welfare of the country. So we look at the opposition too. If the opposition is doing something, they are not in power, but they do a number of significant things. Then we look at them and say, welcome, that's good. Since our philosophy is all about the country and not about the government entirely or a certain political party or certain people. The chairman, Jogbo, said, Chief, sorry, we will not allow you to use us as surrogate. So what happened? He left. Let me read for you his letter of resignation. He has left the centrism. I'm sharing this with you because you're going to see many defections. We said from the onset that was never going to last. No, because the very man who is heading centrism is a gullible character. He is a gullible character. So the guys are not coming to their senses because he thinks he can use them to accomplish his aim. And something is in the pipeline for this man. Something is in the pipeline for Kanio Gbagbala. Don't be surprised when you hear that Kanio Gbagbala has gotten this and then he's off. And I just sorry for my man. Delino Bryant. Why it is true that I cannot dictate to Delino Bryant, but I think Delino Bryant need to start having a second thought about that centrism movement. I saw him, he was so excited, so motivated. I just look at him and laugh and say, Chief, as you've been around, but it looks like you have not understood Liberia's culture. There are people in people. So James Coyer has left the centrism movement. Listening to his communication, he wrote, the executive chairman, Liberia Political Centrism Movement, Monrovia, Liberia, letter of resignation. Dear executive chairman, please accept this letter as my formal resignation from the Liberia Political Centrism Movement. Over time, it has become clear that the movement has deviated from the balanced, moderate, and people-centered principles that once defined its purpose. This shift has created a noticeable gap between the movement's current stance and the political values I believe are essential for credible national leadership. As these challenges no longer align with my conviction, I must step aside in good faith. I remain grateful to the opportunity to have served, especially in my role as head of Secretariat for the Liberia Political Centrism Diaspora Network, and I hope the movement will one day return to its founding ideas. Sincerely, James Coyer, a former head of Secretariat. So he has left the centrism movement. It wouldn't be a surprise if you hear several defections or several persons leaving Kanio Gbagbala. Every seed you sow in life, every seed you sow in life, you reap. There isn't a seed that you will sow, you will not reap. You sow good seed, no matter what, even the next 150 years, even in your grave, you will reap it. Even in heaven, you will reap it. There is no seed that you sow. If you sow a dangerous seed, you will reap that dangerous seed If you reap it on earth, you reap it in hell. If you reap it in hell, you reap it on earth. No, it will never ever escape you. No, it will not. You sow a seed of betrayal. It's just a matter of time people betray you. You sow a seed of standing with people in difficult times and in good times. It's just a matter of time before God take you to another level. Elijah did some things to Elisha. Elijah did some awful things to Elisha. Listen carefully. Just read the two people's stories if you have time. The emphasis, the praises, everything goes to Elijah. But Elijah did a number of things to Elisha. But guess what? Elisha made a decision that no matter the tough time, no matter what this man say, no matter what is happening, whether he has it or not, whether things going on or not, I will stay with this man. Do you think that God just told Elisha to take over because he did not have anybody? No. Read the story about those two people. God instructed Elisha to take over because Elisha was that humble character. He never defected. With all that happened to him, his boss said all manner of things against him. His boss degraded him, all kinds of things. The seed of faithfulness that Elisha sowed, God said you will reap it. You will be the next. I would not go anywhere to take anybody. You will be the next. Those who sowed seed of betrayal. Judas, what happened? What happened to Judas? His inconsistency, his betrayal. What happened to him? I am saying this to tell you in life you have to be very careful. Liberian politicians, they think they are smart when the government is in power, they enjoy, they get all kinds of things, they move to another level with their life. When the government is off, they have all manner of awful things to say about that former government and that former president, and they start to sing praise the current president. You never ever have a good life. That will be doing it for the gullibility of Liberia's culture vis-a-vis defection for survival. Unity Party irony. Unity Party irony is our next talking point. Unity Party irony. Unity Party confirms CDC was right in everything they did. Did you get me? Unity Party confirms CDC was right in everything they did in power. But what Unity Party is doing today, the same thing. Unity Party did all those things against CDC as finding way to come to power and enrich themselves at the detriment of the very masses. Their officials are building. Their officials are building houses. They are building condominiums. Joseph Imamboaga is blind. He's blindfolded. Already our culture, to clamp down on corruption in this culture is not easy because it has never been a system from day one. They are building, as they claim CDC officials were using the country money to build houses. They are riding the best of cars they found against yesterday. They too have turned their backs on their own Unity Party supporters. Yesterday, they turned some seditions. Yesterday, Unity Party people in their propaganda turned some seditions into disenchanted seditions with their propaganda. That whole thing that you saw during citizen, they came disenchanted, we are disenchanted seditions, we are disenchanted this. It wasn't their own making. It was Unity Party who was working behind the scene. Now you will not believe it when we told you that everything they were doing, it was planned. And Darius Dillon came out. Darius Dillon said they had a syndicate to weaponize CDC. Every official that George Weah sent, they made sure that that official was not confirmed, and he came out to confess. You people allow yourself, because you people were insensitive. They made you people to believe that everything around you and everything around George Weah and everything around CDC was bad. Hence, they will put some money, few dollars, amongst some Unity Party people who would disguise themselves as seditions. That's how this whole thing came. You will hear it tomorrow when the tape, the edit is finished, one of the partisans confessing. That is why going into 2029, if you sit down there and just get vexed with some things with your leader and every other thing, you're going to be the same way. You're going to be doing the same thing. Disenchanted seditions, everything they capitalize on it. They made you to believe that things weren't right within your own party. They gave people some money and then they disguise themselves as sedition. So they're disenchanted. Today, the same thing has backfired. CDC has not put anybody in the gathering. Their own people are disenchanted because they have turned their back so early on their own people. Unity Party was not only looking for opportunity, and they got it, but they they were not only looking for opportunity. They were not only looking for opportunity. They were looking for good life. And to get the good life, you have to come up with some devilish plans, put the people against George Weah, put the people against the masses, make them to believe that this man is the bad man, this man plunged the country into this man did that, this man did that. That way we can have. And that is exactly what happened as we saw the atmosphere. That you resign and say, we're not voting. We're not doing the disenchanted. Why their members were turning out. But you have another chance. There's always a second chance to everything and anybody in life. When you miss out on the first, don't give up. It's just a challenge to get you to the next. I hope the expression evidently true, and I am convinced that George Weah can get back to power. It is not impossible. There is nothing impossible on earth. Things are only impossible with God, but they are not impossible with men because God controls the earth. He has given us several African countries and the great America that presidents left, they return. Liberia can be in there. Liberia is not an exception. That will take us to JNB rant at broadcasters. JNB rant at broadcasters. JNB rant at broadcaster. Joseph Yeman Boakai with the chiefs and governors and whoever trying to appease them, trying to act like he more culture, he more ethical, goes to the people, tell them that people get on the radio and talk recklessly, that his children don't insult, his children are refined, that it is on culture, it is untraditional people to insult. Have a listen to the president.
For me personally, even my children are growing up. They don't know how to insult anybody. But if recklessness on the radio, the people who don't have the respect from home, they don't know how to give it to people. You may not have it, but other people need it. You don't hear our traditional people insulting each other, but they think that's the way of life. For me personally, even my children are growing up. They don't know how to insult anybody. But if recklessness on the radio, 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 the people who don't have the respect from home, they don't know how to give it to people. You may not have it, but other people need it. You don't hear our traditional people insulting each other, but they think that's a way of life.
But this recklessness on the radio, those are the words of President Joseph Yeman Boakai. Those recklessness on the radio, which he hasn't defined. Apparently, he must have just said that because his people had been talking about people getting on the radio and insulting and all kinds of stuff. No one has ever insulted the president lie. And all of his people and everybody who hold that concept, the lie, no one insults on radio. The government, no government official can define what constitutes insult. Nobody whatsoever can define what constitutes insult. What they consider insult, everybody does it. Everybody does it. We have no time for the president's children. The president's children is not out. The president's children is not mingling with anybody. No, so they are not in the equation. So bringing your children in does not make sense. If the children were in the political space, engaging in issues and other things, and people seeing and knowing them and hearing them, then you can say that my children don't insult, and people say, yeah, the president's children don't insult. They are only doing this, they do that. But your children are not in the political equation. They're behind the scene, eating the money that they can eat. So it doesn't make sense to bring your children that they don't insult. Even if your children don't insult, there are other things that they do that is inimical, that is undesirable, that is uncultured, that is unethical. It was even bad of a son or children that you were in such a debilitating state they had no time to take care of you. That was unethical, uncultured. Oh, yes. So you go, the president go, he know what to tell the people. Sometimes you just romanticize with the people. You just lecture on some things about the country. But how can you satisfy? You can satisfy people that way. So this thing on the radio, the president who said people go on the radio, they use reckless remark. The president saying the same thing. By reasoning, listen, you're listening to the president. Yeah? You're listening. Yeah.
But if recklessness,
but there's recklessness.
But if recklessness on the radio, but if recklessness on the radio, but if recklessness.
So the president is describing what on the radio. So the president uses the word reckless. So it's unethical to have a president who is ethical and refined using such an expression. So the president is an irony of the very thing he's talking about, an oxymoron. You see that? The president elevated, and he should not. It's just you say somebody use the S word. Then you go, you say the person used the S word, the person said this, the person said that of it. But you saying the same thing the person said. So you and the person are who? Who different? You're not different, are the same thing. The government will have, if you ain't want anybody to insult, and I have not known anybody to have insulted. No, everybody is describing. Description is not insult. Description is not insult. If you think anybody is insulting and it is uncultured, unethical, unrefined, undesirable, then you draft a legislation and send it to the legislature and say, henceforth, these are the words that are not to be used in our culture. anyone found using these words at Hattai Chap on the radio and street whatsoever will arrest you. When you have that legislation, fine. And interestingly, the government going to be a dictatorial government. So you don't want to do that. That's it. That's it for that. Then we move on to Unity Party fundraiser. Unity Party poll fundraiser, poll turnout. Oh yes, the turnout was low. The expectation was dashed. The expectation wasn't met. Vast majority of the people are disenchanted too soon in the Unity Party. They see the people as stooges and peasants that they can use. But they do not know that the people have learned sufficient lesson over the years. They put up billboards all over for December 6th. Have you seen that? They have several all over the place using government money. You want to ask yourself, Unity Party that we know that is boastful, that can brag, showcase. Ask yourself why Unity Party, throughout all the countries they have fundraiser in over the weekend, why they were not flooding it with Facebook to show crowd. Ask yourself, Unity Party, there is no, right now there is no party that is boastful that can flood social media with everything the Unity Party. Ask yourself why they did not flood Unity social media with their events around. You know why? Because the turnout was poor. It was poor. So you did not see a single one, a single Unity Party person showcasing. They think, that's what Burning Spears say, they think we are stupid, but we are not stupid. The people know just under 2 years, the government spent $3.9 million United States dollars on entertainment. Just under 3 years. Not even under 3 years, under 2 years. Unity Party government spent $3.9 million United States dollars on entertainment. 500,000 just for a regime speaker entertainment. 500,000, and that 500 is less. The other things then are coming, and the people seeing these things, worst of it, they are justifying everything in the faces of the people. They are justifying everything. Yesterday, everything was wrong for CDC. They were telling the people that George Weah and his government was suffocating you people. George Weah and his government was doing this. George Weah and his government was not doing that. George Weah and his government. They are there today now. They are doing the same thing, even double. Brother, they're justifying. They are hoping that December 6th, people will turn out. And then there's this childish things they're doing. That childish. That small maturing can do the kind of thing. BB people, educated people can do it. You send an invitation. That other man, the deputy speaker, he say he's excited that he has been invited to his Unity Party fundraising. Look at Liberian politicians. God! Isam Andrews should be excited when a part of it, then they send me invitation. I will take that thing and send it back and say, come on, man, I'm already part. You don't need to invite me. The deputy speaker, Paul Fabo, he said he's excited that Unity Party committee has invited him to be a part of the fundraiser. The other person, yeah, we're happy that they invited us. You see, when people confuse, the man already declared his support for Joseph Hima Boaka. And Joseph Yuma Bwaka is going there. So Tama Fala will not go there. When the president going somewhere, any government officials can go. And they will call ladies and say, we now invite the deputy speaker to make a contribution. We invite the regime speaker to make a contribution. So what they again for invitation? That your government. But you see that when you ask, when your conscience not clear, it's just a matter of time before Thomas Fala betrayed Joseph Yuma Bwaka. You will see it. And we're talking again. God, Jeremiah 17:9, what did God say? He said, the heart of man is desperately wicked. Who can discern it thereof except the Lord? Meaning only God knows the heart. It's just a matter of time that these guys will betray Joseph Yuma Bwaka, and he will sit down and say, if I had known. You think when people run to you and praise, sing you, then you think you are the best man? Only a dull person will be so excited for that. Then let's conclude with the other weakling that is strong now. The other weakling that is strong. A Liberty Party can now back. Yeah. Liberty Party can back now. Liberty Party can back now. Liberty Party can back now. LP was practically dead. Where Dillon and Yombly Kanga Lawrence? LP was practically dead. Dillon and Yombly Kanga Lawrence sold the party to Musa Ability. Everybody knows. When I say everybody, those who are aware of that. Because they had not a single dime to sustain themselves, least to say the party. So they sold the party to Musa Ability. They sold the party. Liberty Party, you're aware. They wanted to take the party back. They went to NEC. They were in NEC for several months, years, between NEC and the Supreme Court. Dillon will go on the air and he will give all kind of parable, all kinds of things. If I forget, I'll bring it. I just didn't have time to bring it, but I was listening to them. They're in the gallery. Today, they are romanticizing with the country money. Liberty Party that could not survive. I'm saying this to tell you people that there was nothing wrong yesterday. There was nothing wrong. They confirmed everything yesterday, but they were just envy and jealous that they did not have, they were not in the position. So they are there. What do you see them doing now? Enjoying more. Yeah. You see them enjoying. Liberty Party. Who knew? Let's assume that Yombly Kanga Lawrence or Unity Party did not win. You have your Yombly Kanga Lawrence going to secure a party headquarters. The party that is a let's just say an elite party in opposition, they could not secure party headquarters. Their standard bearer could not afford. None of those officials today could even help the party. The party was flushed out. The party was disgraced. They could not. Heron Costa told us, he's still on record, we still have it. Heron Costa told us that he had to secure 60,000 from partners around to save Unity Party from moving from over there to get a headquarters. And he said 30,000 of that money, Joseph Bwaka took it and put it in your pocket. Heron Costa, we get him on tape. They were in confusion. They could not. Today, they are telling you, they are provoking you, partisans. They are telling you people You people are dull. You people are stupid. You people are peasants. You Unity Party people, you just go. We will use your anytime. Anytime we really will call you. You come on December 6th. When you're feeling yelling and screaming all over JB and JKK, then you go home while we enjoying. Under 3 years, the budget order, their own lawmakers, they are saying, no, that thing, it has to go back to Joseph Boga. It's not a realistic thing. It's not possible that we have 1.2 billion that just people got for one lie. The lawmakers, they having a second thought on it, that it is not realizable. It is not possible for 1.2 billion. But they made you to believe. That's why you are yelling all over the place. Oh, Unity Party, the government ready, the first time in history. Broad day. Yeah, Yombly Kanga Lawrence here. And it's good that they will be contesting against Joseph Yuma Baga because Yombly will announce for Kennedy Cho to run. So they're collecting their thousands and millions too, solidifying their party financially. Now 2029 will be very interesting. Will be very interesting. Tomo Falani established a party that want to take vote from Unity Party. You can with many parties as you people care. They could not. Look at Unity Party, Yombly Kanga Lawrence. Do you think what since Bronskin, since the death of Bronskin, Liberty Party was dead. For all those years, what led Kanyo? What prompted Kanyo to leave Unity Party to go, Liberty Party to go to CDC? Because Liberty Party, he saw Liberty Party as practically dead without Charles Bromskin. Dillon and the rest of the people, what they were doing, they were feeding on Unity Party. Dillon left Unity Party practically. He was only there by record, vice president for political affairs or why affairs. He was feeding on Unity Party, getting his support from Ellen Johnson Sirleaf's son, Charles Sirleaf. Throughout his affiliation, his relationship with Charles Sirleaf, did he take dime back to Liberty Party to strengthen Liberty Party? No, he was concerned about himself. Can you look at it and say, no, this party is dead? Let me find a way. When CDC came to power, he started fanning around the corridor, acting all kinds of ways. They integrated him. Today, he says he's centrism movement, man. Liberty Party, nothing. Today, they have the headquarters. They can induct people. They say they're strong because that's the country money. That's the country money. Yombly Kanga Lawrence couldn't have done all these in opposition because he did not have it. Everything you see the people doing now, what I'm telling you is they are using the country money. That's the country money. And they are provoking you. They are provoking you. At least CDC was not doing all these things that they are doing, provoking, taking government money, buying party headquarters all over the place, doing all of those things. But you see it. The people who say it was wrong yesterday, you see what they're doing. With no remorse, no regret. That's why they're telling you, oh, George Weah will never come back. George Weah will never come back. So you too. But that is a mess saying. Hey, you can say it, but it doesn't mean that you can determine the reality. So you see, that's how these people are. Okay. So that's it. Let's see some of your comments, if any. And then we are out. Tobasi says, I believe. Too long, Chief. Elizabeth Sojolai said, sedition are very respectful and responsible to insult. Lawrence Kwan, George, we are the proud of Liberia and Africa at large. God bless you, my president. Elizabeth come again, shame on GMB. What went last? Did he talk about recklessness? When last he heard President Weah responded to insult during his presidency for the last 6 years. Amara Kamara, Bouaka has no moral to speak against insult because he supported the ideology of Yeke Koluba insulting former President George Weah. Clady Allison, this Unity Party government hate to hear Liberians saying the truth on the radio. Cecilia Yakpawulo, if Bouaka would say his people can insult, then how will he defend himself and Prophet Key? Let's go one. Matthew Choloplay on Kanio, he said Kanio Gbagbala wants to use those guys to get what he wants from useless Bouaka. Nothing can stop George Weah from coming back to power 2029. Emmanuel Bro, Councillor Kanio Gbagbala isn't truthful with his centric movement. In my view, centric means being neutral and not taking any particular side, but this isn't the case with Kanio's centric movement. All right. Joseph Mane said, let them just forget about those guys who are out there hurting. Let's get to the lines. 0772 23 99 33. 0886 30 44 97. The women's line 0777 9803 75. The numbers. Let's take a few calls and then we are out for today. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, hello, like Omar on Council West Point. You getting me?
Yeah, you are on the air.
Okay. The people, they just are mocking us. Today, send me someone in holy. We will never come back. Everything will get our country to we are. I said that you get a country. In fact, you are not citizen for Liberia, from Ghana. You can't national say. Then tell you will say you will not get our country to we are. I said that we get a country. We will come back. And they see we will come back. See we are come back. They 2029. They will never go back again. They will dare me and tell you war end. I want to tell you today crossing more.
All right.
We will come back. They come and just can steal from all. They just take our resources and damage it to not do nothing for the law. They can send them to the house. They will not get law. They can insist down there. They do any kind of thing to us. They can't want to talk, but waiting for 2029 to move them out. They better let them play this victim, but they will vote against them. Thank you.
Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah.
This is John William calling from.
John William, you went off. You went off, John William. It's from your end, not from our end. Hello?
Hello, Samantha.
Yeah.
How are you doing, sir?
Fine.
Okay, I'm Dennis calling from Panama.
Let's hear you, Dennis.
Okay, sir. Thank you for the topic. You know, I will speak to Kanyo back by that issues. for Kanyo Bagbala is thus relevant, and Kanyo Bagbala is father when they say Mr. Bala. Mr.
Just speak
Bagbala.
straight to the issue. Go straight to his movement.
Adequate.
Hello. Yeah.
This is about
Change your location. Your line is cracking. Your line is cracking. You have to change your location. Work from where you are. Hello.
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 Hello. How you doing?
077780375. Women, the women's line, not men. Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah.
Afternoon, General.
Let's hear you.
General, during the breakdown, I listened to it on Spunta. Tony Barbara is a bad lawyer. Tony Barbara found me, but the people basically me. One day, when citizens come to power, then money are being there. I tell you later, money has to let them access that people are Russian money has to back away. Because of Tony Barbara, when he come there, so much ever. I won't talk plenty before tears time in my heart. Thank you very much.
Hello. Hello.
How you doing, my brother?
Yeah, fine.
This is my sister. I'm calling from Clarota. He said thank you for the show. But what I want to say to Kanu Bagbala, that one, I'm very understanding. I'm very understanding. That's why he came with one case. Because it's very dull. Nothing is saying what nothing understanding. He's talking about this, that, and all. So they go ahead, they not go. They are men, therefore, they can make on what to say, I can come back. So if they do, I just do the joking. They say, you are not going to tell me, say you will not come back. You not go and make yours here. The other people said that the will not come back from Ghana today, the mercy power. In America, the people say, move to their job, why me? But then the mercy power. So you say, we are going to come back. Let's see, 2 years, that maybe I will not come back. You see all the play, pay who all the play, that maybe I will not come back. You people are joking. Thank you, my brother. Thank you.
All right, man. Sisi, have a nice Monday. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
I'm Munba to work for the supermarket. Yeah, it is I call it pure mortgage for all the year our current president to see he against people insulting. Why if you listen to the information ministry to information ministry, all the guys are there, they are people who they are expert in causing. So how then now he will be able to go on to go address people and saying people are seeing regularly on the station. Why? We hear very much people they are causing. So if you want to control those that with influence before you can even come to the general public, because he's a father. Even during the time we were in opposition, Yada Kuruba was causing, he was embracing Yada Kuruba. Kofeki cause, he embraced Kofeki. So you must stop being hypocritical and be true and allow ourselves to be a certain way. People have respect for leaders. But every year, continue to embrace insult, then you should not be the one that to speak against insult. Thank you, God bless you.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello.
0777903. That women's line, my man. You can't understand English. You're criticizing the politician. You're blasting the people. Then you're showing irony. 07779800375. I'm listening to the radio, and they say 0772239933 0886304497. The men's line, the women's line 077798003. I know that 07777 for women. I will not go there. Hello. Yeah.
He's not having a kind word when it comes to dealing with the people. They're not his first time referring to
a Liberian that way. He always doing so. He will come, he refers to people reckless, and even come from home. That is how they are exhibiting up there. Then what will he say about his ministers? Okay, the information ministry, wherever they take the microphone, they will insult everybody in the country. What is he saying about that too? Then when you come out, you use a descriptive word, then they come out, they consider it as an insult. But that's the president right there. People then that candidate, I agree with you that candidate should not be expelled. We should just leave him and let him just live in his own shame and disgrace whatsoever he decides. Because it will be giving him some recognition. When County Barbara came to CDC, the very day Prince Johnson was declaring his support for CDC, knowing very well that CDC is going to win that election, the brother came with his BB English again and Prince Johnson rested. That was the day that he joined CDC for the second runner. So that's why he always do. He don't even discuss the issue. What he do, he take the headline and he run with it. For that brother to set a local job creation, he said that the Medellin Challenge gave the money to the government, then the government will be able to create jobs for the people. It's still falling to the fact that he is looking for something, but it was just the matter of time. Some of the guys that are now leaving for them to take their leave, but it was glaring that the matter for which that organization was formed, the county was not deviating from here. A clear vision is to support Bouaka because he wants something from Bouaka. But we are here and we will be here. Thank you.
Right, Mr. Paul. Let's go this way. Hello?
Yes. Yeah, this is Sean calling from my district for Colombo Clan for Mulustan. First of all, I want to say thank you for the topic. Can you back, but I just want to say if when you want to go, let him just go because this new female was jumping all over Liberty Party. Second round, he jumping to the CDC. But I always tell CDC in my community and district for in my giving. I always say to them, I tell them, say, it was good for we are to resign, to know his evil doers. Because it's bad for your enemy to live for you and be fighting you. And it's good for your enemy to be distant, you see them and you fight them. George, we are enemy to more falasa, all of them were close on his feet. Say, George, we are now hijacked the election. People that Tomo Fala went against because we start doing some bloody killing in Lufa. See, we are supporting that act. So for this reason, they jump from behind him. So for that reason, God used him to be clear for him to not be in any blood. So that how he gave the election for the Liberian people to know. Now come to President Bouaka, this is not issue to be screened to us. This men were working those regime. Those people just used to think the way they see, they hang people, they kill people. So it had get used and passed my into them. Now you saying people talking aggressive in our radio, but you the same person insulting. And when you give somebody has what you require, you need to back the ego. I mean teaching today. You go in Ephesians says when the children should obey. When you go down to stool downward, they say parents do not provoke your children into anger. Liberian people is hungry. They are tired. They are grieving. All the promises you made are not coming to pass. People even go in the bush to hustle, nowhere to hustle. Yeah, reference come down to your level, you say. But as the people are going to eat, you're not thinking about that. But every time the people, the internet, the radio, the word, to listen, to insult the citizen and give crime. Let me inform the Unity Party. You said George Weah was not responsible in your late time football player. But he keep you respect all traditional and culture of Liberia.
All right, Chief.
Joseph Wada, who the hell? He ever respect traditional culture? No, he respect.
Thank you. Hello. Hello.
Hello. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Yes, thank you very much. I'm calling from King Day. Thank you very much for the program. The program is so interesting. Life as a whole, we get people live by the character. If people came from the past, it's happening, we know their character, will know how they can live. But one thing about Liberia is that the way people were there, the way they treated them from the past, they will always treat them like that. Why they do good, they will still treat them the way they treated people from the past. So called as you are there, you're sitting on behalf of yourself. At the end of the day, if even we are coming power, the thinking will not continue. That is a concern for us. We will not continue. We pray to God and advise you to change. Thank you very much.
Good. That's good. That's good. Don't mind that, man. Centrism, in the middle. It's not for and not against. Hello.
Yes, John William. I was learning all something. Now you are
my man, you Chief, my man, you go straight to the point. You state the point. It's not for you to be talking all day. So you just won't be talking. Then you sit down and explain. You pay for it, and you sit down and be talking about cultural practices. Now, when you call, just go straight to the point. That's what radio is. You go straight to the point because you have too many people on the line. Moreover, people get bored just listening to you, just talking. Once they notice that you have made your point, they understood you, they won't listen to the next person, what that next person will have to say. Yeah, you call, you made your point, then you can call back again. Somebody can say, oh, I'm finished making my point. No, it's not for you to finish making point. It's for you to just put forth your point and be finished. That's all. It's not for you to just be making point and making point. Okay, let's have this one. Let's go with this one. Where is my guy? We go with this one. So think stupid. So we can go now. We can go to the United States and bring on Prince Kripla. As I say, he wrote a communication to the Minister of Justice, Oswald Twe, alleging or calling for an investigation into several persons that went drowned, and a couple of them allegedly, reportedly dead after police and LDEA officials went on a raid in Stephen Tauber Estate. We have him on the line. Thank you for accepting our invite, Kings 88.5, Prince Kripla, and welcome.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sam Andrews. It has been a while. We haven't talked. It's a pleasure to have a conversation with you as a veteran Liberian journalist that I've known for so many years. Let me say hello, good evening to the people of Liberia, especially people in Stephen Tauber Estate and District Number 12 on the sound of our voices. I'm excited to be online to speak about this very tragic situation.
So you've written the letter to the Minister of Justice, calling on him to investigate. Give your audience, your listener, a graphic picture of that situation that you claim occurred around the Stephen Tauber Estate.
So I have received pretty close to 50 calls from both within Stephen Tauber Estate and other communities in District Number 12. And in fact, nationally, there are a couple of people who also call me. There are a couple of a weekend, couple of days ago, the LDA, the Liberia Drugs Enforcement Agency, along with some members of the Liberia National Police, led by a guy famously known as T. Swain. T. Swain is a ranking member of the Liberian National Police. They raided a popular place in the Stephen Tauber Estate that a lot of old and young folks gather. Usually, allegedly, some people call it, ghetto, but they themselves don't refer to it as a ghetto. They see it as a place that people gather for different purposes that I may not know in detail. Right, but they call the place Portrait. It's just very close to the Stephen Tauber Estate, the public school there in Stephen Tauber Estate, Ghanansville Special Project. So according to all of the eyewitnesses and people who have reached out to me, the police went on and LDA went on a raid. They barricaded the 3 points of exit on land. I mean, from the left, the right, and ahead. They barricaded it, and they were firing live bullets while proceeding to the portrait area. So, out of fear for their lives, I mean, I was told more than 15 persons.
Mr. Crippler, are you there? His line is tripping. Okay, yeah, let's go.
Was that clear?
Yes, let's go.
Yeah, so my informers, more than 50 persons, told me that more than 15 persons dived into the Mesorado River for fear of their lives, having heard, the police and the LDA people fire live bullets. And so more than 5 to 6 persons fear dead in the process, allegedly. And then a couple of the other people who could swim a little bit swam across the river, and some of them, were recovered from the river, but they were injured and hospitalized. Since that incident, I was told LDA and police, folks who were deployed in that place for almost a week, threatening the people from speaking out to the media, speaking out to any government authority. Anybody who does that, according to what I was told, they will be arrested. So a lot of people are in the Stephen Tubber Estate and other surrounding community, young people. They are living in fear. They can't say anything about this. So they reached out to me that, look, this is the situation that happened. And so I thought that as a responsible government and as a democratic state and a member of the international community or the Committee of Nations in the world, Liberia's effort to curb drug or to end the drug crisis in the country should follow due process, the rule of law. And besides, I don't think people who are taking the drugs, the young folks who are taking in the drugs, should be considered as criminals. They are victims. In the United States, yeah.
When did they say, Mr. Crippler, when did they say this happened? Did they tell you the day and did it happen?
That was last week between I think week before last Friday. The incident actually occurred on the weekend, right? I can check on my paper and give you the exact day. But the police were deployed there for the police and FDA people were deployed there for nearly a week. They were there a week. It's just of recent days deployed there. So in my view, those who
Mr. Crippler, you want to change your location from where you are because you are cracking. It will be fine for both of us for you to change your location.
All right, I will.
Just move from where you are briefly. Just move from where you are briefly. Just take a step or two.
All right, I'll call back.
Okay, all right. There's Prince Crippler. He went off. Let's see. We'll do the reconnection. He has written the Justice Minister. So investigate that. He said it occurred sometimes last week, particularly Friday, the weekend, and 5 persons, according to him, 5 persons allegedly died, 10 persons drowned. from the raid on Stephen Talbot Estate. If you are in the Stephen Talbot Estate build, if you are aware of this, don't be afraid. You may not call your name for fear, but you can just tell us. You call 0772 23 99 33 0886 3044 97 if you are aware of this incident. Given the grave nature of it, you can share with us your own experience. Mr. Crippler said 5 persons according to what the residents told him. Mr. Crippler is back on the line. So just continue.
Now,
Yeah,
Andrews?
you are clear, sir. You can continue.
All right. So, like I was saying, this is something the police and the LDA joint team for near recently that they got tip up the this information reached me about it, reporting them to the Ministry of Justice that they put it, but they said it. That they can go in and come out since they pull out of the community, but they've been dead. But here's the point I'm trying to make, Andrews. The war over, I mean, all folks who take drugs are considered victims. They are victims. The perpetrators should be those who are smoking the drugs. They are the one, the LDA, in my view, and by best practice, even in the United States here, what get people, young people who are taking drugs, old folks who are taking drugs, all of the street, and then resources to rehabilitate, to educate them on the need, not to be carried away by peer pressure and by those. Traders in drugs, don't treat them brutally as the LDA. Don't support people, taking in drugs, but they are victims. The perpetrators are the traders in drugs, activity. Those political leaders, those politicians who are behind the scenes supporting the influx of drugs in the country. You remember one of the deputy, the DA director that was relieved of the post, said that top government officials from every branch of the government are involved in the importation and sales of drugs in the country. Those are the perpetrators that should be pursued with high hands.
So
our children who are victims.
Yes, Mr. Crippler, right. Do you believe the information provided you by the locals or residents of the community? Do you believe the information?
So the good number of the people I spoke to are credible people. They are both young folks and elderly folks that I know to be very reputable. And so to some 80%, I do believe in that. But to 75 and 20% of curiosity, that is why I'm calling on the government of Liberia to launch an investigation into the matter. If the government launches an investigation, the true picture will prevail.
And then
the true picture will prevail. Whether my assumption is correct, what they are saying to me is correct or not, it is the investigation that is now going to validate how all of us feel. But people in the community, children are victims. They dare don't hide.
But you should have equally validated. Normally, when you receive information, you do a validation of that information to see whether it is reliable, authentic,
Andrew,
before you can go forward. Did you do that?
But again, my opinion will not be considered as the official opinion or the official position for the country to consider to take action. That is why I am suggesting that irrespective of the fact that I have validated and can confirm and state from my personal viewpoint that yes, what I am being told did happen in the community, the state must conduct an investigation to be convinced the government will punish a perpetrator based on allegation. I am saying perpetrators of the killing of over 5 to 6 persons in the Stephen Tobo Estate community must be given the opportunity to exonerate themselves through a criminal investigation proceeding, such as an investigation, whether police investigation, LDA investigation, or court trial. I mean, they should be given
Prince, you're cracking a lot.
So are you getting me now?
Yeah, it looks like you're using another device because you're cracking. You're coming in.
Are you getting me now?
Yeah.
Am I very clear?
Yeah. Let's just conclude because we're out of.
I got a call that was coming in. Maybe as I was getting it in that problem. So you getting me now?
Yeah. Let's conclude on this.
Yeah. So I thought that I should give the government the opportunity to be able to conduct an investigation. Imagine, Andrews, since more than a week that incident occurred, families are grieving. Families are spending money in the hospital for their injured and wounded children and parents. The police and the LDA that carry on the raid have yet to issue a public statement about, detailing why was there a raid, what was the outcome of the raid, to include how many people were arrested, how many people got injured, how many people got killed. That's the normal, proceeding. That's the best practice, both in Liberia and outside of Liberia.
Did you reach out?
Did you? State authority carry on a raid.
But did you reach out to the authorities of LDA and the police to have an understanding whether truly this happened that the residents told you?
I tried to reach out. I didn't get anybody, but the fact that remains is that my report confirmed that this has happened. The fact that people dead, I mean, it's something that is not hard to confirm. The fact that the young people, the people of Stephen Tobo Estate surrounded T. Swan house, and they barricaded a house for hours, and he had to call police officer to remove them from his compound. I mean, it happens. If anybody want to doubt that, the Liberia National Police know the whereabouts T. Swan. He's a ranking member. He's a commissioner of the Liberia National Police. Let them fool him. Let them call him over. Let them conduct an investigation. They will confirm that. And besides, I have written the Minister of Justice. The Minister of Justice is responsible for supervision over the Liberia National Police, Fire Service, LDA, and what have you. So that is supposed to be within his reach to ensure that whatever happens, redress is formed for the victims. So I've communicated to him. What he needs to do now is to reach out to his subjects and ensure that the true information is out to the public. And if the public will believe it or not, that's another ballgame. But yeah, what I have to say, in my letter, I was very clear. I written the ministries, these agencies that carry on the raid that cause the death. Here, I've reached out to them already. They asked me, the U.S. State Department, the Human Rights Commission here, the Congressional Committee on Human Rights. I reached out to them. They asked me to exhaust all locally available channel. After that, I should reach out to them if there is no redress. So I'm exhausting all locally available means. When those locally available means fail to provide redress to those Liberians living in Stephen Togbo Estate District 12, I will have no option, no choice, but to officially fill in the complaint form that I have already received from these, government agencies here in the United States. Their function is international. Their function is international. All of these government parastatals that are named in my letter to the Ministry of Justice, their function is international. Human rights is an international, thing. When you violate human rights, it's an international crime to those people. I don't want to do that. But if the state fail to take the requisite action that should be taken to bring redress to our people, then I will be constrained to reach out to a foreign government to find redress for Liberian citizens that Liberian government should be finding redress for to their issues.
All right, Mr. Crippler, thank you ever so much for coming on at a short notice to provide us with that information. We can appreciate you the more. We look forward to talking with you as the Justice Ministry looks into your communication, sir.
Thank you so much, Andrews. I hope you all too can also reach out to the Ministry of Justice so that they should be accountable. And even the T-SWAN, you all should try to reach out to them, the Liberian National Police and the LDA. The media needs to do an investigation. 5 to 6 deaths, that's not small death. In the United States here, when one person died in that kind of mysterious circumstances, the U.S. president visit the family, place a phone call to the family of that person to speak to the family. We are talking about extrajudicial killing. These people were not condemned by any court to death, so they should not die by police raid or by LDA raid. When they die as a result of police and LDA raid, that's extrajudicial killing because the court did not sanction that death. And you.
Okay, Mr. Crippler. Thank you, sir.
To be.
Thank you, sir. We can go. That's it. Sufficient. So let's get to you. If you are in the Stephen Tobbo area, if this is true, if you've experienced it, share with us. 0772-2399-33. If you saw DA people around there, LNP people around there, if it truly happened, people jump into the water. And share with us. Let's see. Let's know whether what Prince Crippler has said it is true that prompted him to have written officially the Minister of Justice to look into the matter. Share with us if you are in the Stephen Tobbo Estate area and you experience that. Don't be afraid. This is, if it didn't happen, you can say we experienced nothing like that. That is not true. Fine, simple. So just, if you will now, if you will, you can. If it happens, you are aware and you don't want to, you think it's not necessary, fine. But if you think it's necessary, you can. If what you've heard is not true from Prince Crippler, you can debunk it that it is not true. Nothing of such happened. The two institutions, DEA and the police, did not carry out any raid. We have not experienced anything. The information is not true. Simple as that. So, with the next few minutes to go, we are returned to the presidency 2029. Though the government, Unity Party, don't like to hear this because it is provoking, it is possible, or I forgot, please, sorry. Yeke Koluba, Representative Yeke Koluba, lost his mother. She was buried yesterday. The former speaker, Fonati Kofa, and others were there. Today, again, they went to empathize and sympathize with him. He lost his mother. She was buried on yesterday. His colleagues went to visit him to share in his grief, to empathize and sympathize with him. Representative Yeke Koluba. Our condolences to the representative, the standout representative, the patriot, nationalist, the representative with a clear understanding of oversight. He has given us an understanding in practical terms what oversight is. We share his pains, his grief, and with time, he will get over it. So his colleagues went to see him, express their sorrow over the passing of his mother. They don't like to hear the expression, especially coming from Weah himself, when he said, "We are coming back." And truly, that is believable. Don't doubt it. We've explained over the time all of the factors associated with that. As time progresses, it's going to get even more convincing that truly George Weah will return to the presidency 2029. The opposition have to stand together. I do not know what they are planning, but I think they have some strong relationship. There is no disconnect between them. I mean, the elite opposition. And they will also have to reach out to the ones that are not of stature by the standard of political parties in terms of the number, the finance, because those are the two essential things in politics vis-a-vis political parties: the number, the numerical strength, and finance. Most of those political parties that endorse Joseph Yema Boaka and Unity Party, they've been looked down upon, they've been abandoned, they've been left to fend for themselves. Unity Party have nothing to do with them. They don't want to know whether they exist or not. What I can tell you, political parties, you cross over to the opposition. You people were used as endorsement trump card. Now they cannot look after you. They cannot give you people what you people deserve. They abandoned you people. The only remedy or solution I can share with you, political parties that endorsed Unity Party and Joseph Yema Boakai, that you people are receiving nothing of support, cross over. Cross over. It looks difficult right now, but it is not impossible. Cross over, augment the opposition strength. That way, Boakai is out and you people will reap. So the opposition, the guys are holding, we're saying it. We're saying the unity between the opposition. The message is resonating. That is the first thing that is needed to get Weah back. God himself said it, that a house divided against itself cannot stand. So going into 2029, we don't need any opposition within opposition. What that means is don't oppose yourself. Don't create any division. Hold together. There will be one or two misunderstanding. It can be trashed out because once emo exists, you have misunderstanding. But let it not reach to the point of a practical division. Unity Party is capitalizing on everything, any and every petty mistake. Equally, we have to do the same. So the opposition is intact, being observing, and I see the unity, the oneness, the understanding. That is good. Let's keep it up that way up to 2029. Though the road is not going to be easy, it's not going to be a walk in the park, but there is every certainty that we are returns to the presidency. For the opposite, for the government, they say it is not possible. It is there to say, but it is not for them to do, but it is unto them to say, because it is a cliche. Anybody can make a statement, just how Jesus say, not everybody who said Lord, Lord. That expression simply means anybody and everybody can say. Yeah, it is a cliche. It's a statement. You can say, we are not coming back. No one will hold you responsible for that. It's not a violation. It's not a crime. It's an entitlement to express. But you are not the one that determines the reality. One person or few people do not go to the ballot box and vote or cast the vote. Over 5.4 million people are the ones who determine. And those 5.4 million people, George Weah has vast majority. So whether you're lucky or not, it hurts or not, you live with the reality. The opposition isn't provoked, isn't intimidated, isn't timid by the expression, we are not coming back. Because that expression, only weakling, only people who are afraid, only people who have not the number can say that. Joseph Yeman Boakai cannot, under any circumstance, defeat George Weah. He can never. Jeremiah Kun, the vice president, can never, ever defeat George Weah. Nobody. No cheating, no intimidation, no harassment, nothing whatsoever, using no political machinery. Free, fair, credible, transparent elections as it was 2023. Listen, no interference, just as we did not interfere with the National Elections Commission, even though the National Elections Commission allowed itself to be used. Just like Musa Bility said at the weekend, that the tempo of the elections, at least the politicians themselves coming up to confirm what we've been saying. Bility said the tempo, and we knew it from day one. We saw it almost every day. We were at the National Elections Commission, saw things, how things were going. All this, we saw David Eto Brown Lasana behavior, the kind of words that she was using, and how she was very insultive. She was unethical. She was just that kind of, we knew exactly. Those are signs you get to know that the person conscience is not clear. Something is happening. But free, fair, transparent, credible elections, George Weah would beat those people flat, convincingly. Nobody, absolutely, within Unity Party can beat George Weah. Combine all Unity Party officials, Joe Boakai, Jeremiah Kun, Yombli Kanga Lawrence, because she's Unity Party president, regime speaker, Darius Dillon, all of them, you put all of them together on one ticket. We are be all your convincing. Not tsunami, oh. Not tsunami. Gulf margin. Gulf margin. You ask God. God could have used tsunami, but tsunami is narrow. God used Gulf. If you know what Gulf is, a Gulf margin is a margin that everyone submits. No way to go around it to do anything, because the margin, Gulf margin, is just like from here, Liberia to America. How you can close that gap? You can't even tamper with anything because it's too wide. Oh, LIB politics. So that's it. You go up, you come down, it will happen. It's just a matter of time. That's why the opposition is quiet. The opposition is watching. The opposition is playing its cards well. The coordination is understandable. The meetings are taking place. If one group that is clever, mature, relax the opposition, you will see couple of weeks from now, we in 2026, you will see. You see. So you relax. Remain upbeat. It is possible. There is nothing that is not possible on earth. Except God says it's not possible, that's the only way. But once the human beings decide that we're going this direction, George Weah's direction, and the multitude focus and move practically in that direction, there's nothing you can do. There's nothing. You go up Buchanan, there is nothing you can do. There will be no cheating. Nobody will cheat whatsoever. Nobody. That's why this caution is resonating or has resonated. If it hasn't, or let's say it's resonating with the government, caution.
Anybody break election will run me. If me will come from the bush, will come from the bush. So anybody got intention of breaking election, you must stop it. We will take it from you by force. You will have no regret to do it. I got no regret for what I'm saying. Anybody break election, you have the intention to break it, you must stop it. Anybody break election will run me. If me will come from the bush, will come from the bush. So anybody got intention of breaking election, you must stop it. We will take it from you by force. You will have no regret to do it. I got no regret for what I'm saying. Anybody break election, you have the intention to break it, you must stop it. Anybody break election will run me. If me will come from the bush, will come from the bush. So anybody got intention of breaking election, you must stop it. We will take it from you by force. You will have no regret to do it. I got no regret for what I'm saying. Anybody break election, you have the intention to break it, you must stop it. Anybody break election will run me. If me will come from the bush, will come from the bush. So anybody got intention of breaking election, you must stop it. We will take it from you by force. You will have no regret to do it. I got no regret for what I'm saying. Anybody break election, you have the intention to break it, you must stop it.
We see you. That's all the time we've got. Thank you ever so much for being with us on Real Talk. We're back tomorrow if God permits. The news is up at 6. Join us for that King's Newsroom at 6 o'clock. And then 6:50, Isiaka Sharif and Josephine Johnson are in with CDC Hour. And then at 8 o'clock, the man himself, the man of the hour, the man of the night, the teacher of the line, the only light, Anthony at Law, A.B. William, with Face the Issues. If God permits, we're back tomorrow. The world's greatest team, FC Barcelona, is on tomorrow at 8 o'clock, Liberian time. Currently sit on the table. Our men, they dropped one yesterday. They called them rear draw. We ain't want Madrid to receive defeat, because when they receive defeat, somebody will die. We just want draw. They've gone 3 draws, 3 games, draw. The world's greatest team is on tomorrow at 8 o'clock against Atletico Madrid, FC Barcelona. I'll see you. This is how we go home.
Yeah. Oh.